Hey everybody. I tried to make this video once before, but I realized that I made some mistakes when I was filming, so I'm gonna redo this. Um, but I'm graduating this May with my bachelor's in electrical engineering. Woo! And I'm just gonna talk about some things going into the future and just some fun events that I have. Um, When I had filmed this initially, I was probably in a little bit more of a sad mindset with all the change, and then I kind of gradually got better throughout the video. But for now, I'm actually in a much happier mindset about everything, so that's good. But anyways, I've been living in my college town for the past 5 years, and I got a job to move out of state. And it's not like I'm going really far from where I am now, but it is a whole new state. It's a much bigger city, but pretty much I'm going to work for an aerospace company. Um, for the next like 2 years is kind of my timeline, just because that's when I get to keep all my signing bonus and the money that I have. And so that's where I'm going to evaluate if I want to stay in an electrical engineering job. But I'll be a multidisciplinary, so it's like electrical engineering, it's mechanical, it's administrative, project management, which is really cool. I'm just nervous to move to a new state, just because, I have to leave my whole life that I built here. When I was 18 years old, I left my hometown for the first time, and I never looked back. I left my family, I left everything I knew to come here, and although I had some family, they're an hour and a half away. That's the closest I had. Um, and so I've already done this process before. I've already left everything I've known. But I was ready for that because that was the whole point. That was the purpose of me leaving, was that I could go to college and get a degree. But now that I have a degree, I'm kind of like, and I'm not in the mood to change, I guess. Like I feel pretty satisfied with where I'm um, at least life wise. But at the same time, I'm not, because if you talked to me when I was 18, asked me would I want to live here for the rest of my life or for a while, I'd have been like, no, like I want to move out. Um, and so it's one of those things where it's like two parts of my personality are kind of conflicting. But I mean, the job opportunity is exciting. The city I'm moving to is really cool. Um, and like it's not very far from where I already live. It's like a state away. Um, but it's sad because I'm leaving the whole life I built. I built a whole network here. I met my boyfriend of long term here. All my friends are here, and I don't know, but I am very excited to do my new job and everything like that. So, anyways, um, that's the big change after I graduate. So that's my update. Is I'm graduating and I'm moving out of state and I'm going to a new place. I know it's not Kansas. I don't think I could live in the Midwest. That's a little too much for me. Um, but just because I was there this summer and stuff, and I mean I think I'm pretty proud of myself for all the risks that I've taken. Um, I left over the summer. I left to go back home, or I left to go to Kansas, a new place I'd never been. And I think it was fine then because it was temporary. But this is permanent, like it's temporary because I plan on moving eventually again. Um, but for the moment it's temporary. Oh, I did want to say I got a painting here. We had a carnival day, so we got like face painting and whatever and stuff. So that was cool. But that's what that is. In case I'm like showing my arms and stuff. But anyways, so that's the big scary change. The fun change is um all the events that I get leading up to my graduation. And I wanted to tell you guys about them because I think they're very fun. And it's going to be a very, very busy month of May. It is April 29th. And I have, it's been a okay month, not a lot's happened. May is busy. I have my calendar, my planner here, and so I was gonna walk through all of the things I have. Okay, so the first thing I have is, well, number one, I have a lot of banquets and formal events to go to, obviously with graduation, and so I need to go find a dress or at least a formal outfit. I have some stuff already, and I did buy a summer dress the other day. It was a little above my budget, but it was good quality and it's very worth it. And I wear like sundresses and stuff um to church and stuff every Sunday, so I always am wearing a dress on Sunday. So that is like a non-negotiable. So it's kind of like it pays for itself. And where I'll be moving is gonna be warm and stuff. So but anyways, I need to go do that tomorrow probably. And then tomorrow is a like health and counseling event, and they have boba tea, so I might go to that. um, which let me write down real quick actually. Oh, and before anybody asks and before my dad comments, when am I gonna do my homework? I am very on top of my game. I am the team leader of both my groups, and I have everything under control there. And then I'm doing my homework assignment actually after I film this video, and I am in the middle of writing a paper review, which I have a video for the first one coming out later. It's what I filmed for school. Um, and then other than that, I have another assignment for that, but those two assignments are not due until the 10th of May, which is in 11 days. So I'm not too rushing on that one. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna go shopping and then I'll do my homework. Or at least I'll just keep working on whatever I need to work on. And then got my mail stuff. I did work on that. I'm working on that. I have a senior design poster contest actually on May 9th, which I need to check in with my teammate if she actually did it yet, but I'm not too worried about that. I just have to write that down. Okay, look up poster, senior design presentation, respond according to what? Okay. So for the first event, unfortunately I have a funeral to go to on Friday. My dad had two good friends that he's still in contact with that he went to engineering school, actually at the same school. So I'm following a bit in my dad's footsteps. But unfortunately, one of his college friends passed. And I kind of find this pretty sad because I can't imagine, like, my college friends. I have a trio too as well, and I just can't imagine one of them dying, and then the other one is my boyfriend. So ideally, he doesn't die of it. But I'm gonna go to his funeral, probably the mass, and then the reception. I've never been to a funeral before. I've been to a memorial for my grandpa, and then my grandma. She just passed a year ago. They scheduled it when I was in Kansas over the summer, and unfortunately, it was after when I came back over the summer, so I couldn't really do much there. But I'm gonna do that, and then I have a banquet for the Society of Women Engineers, um, and that is later that day. And so I have to have two outfits for that. I have to have a nice black outfit. Do you think I have a black dress, but I don't think that's appropriate. Like, I'm thinking maybe a black blazer. I don't know what to wear to funerals. I've never been, fortunately, but I'm not exactly sure what to wear for that. And then Sweet Banquet, that is going to be, it's lavender themed. So I don't have any purple dresses, unfortunately, because I feel like that's a really cute color on me too. Um, but it's a lot. Oh, see, this is so hard because I feel like as a girl, I need shoes and I need like every color so I go with every scenario, right? Like I need like one of everything, but I do not need that because it costs a lot of money and it takes a lot of space up in my drawer. But it would be really nice to wear a purple dress. But I just bought a blue dress, so it's fine. But that's formal. That attire is formal. And then I have nothing on the weekend except for maybe seeing The Devil Wears Prada with my boyfriend's family. I have to write that down. In the evening. And then Saturday is homework day, obviously. And I will be sure to, this is kind of like my planning session at the same time, so it's actually kind of nice. But we have our Canvas app that keeps track of everything. And let's see, to do. Let's see, what do I, look at that. No to dos. Oh, wait, hold on. I just have to turn my brightness really far down. No to do. See, that just means that there's no upcoming assignments in the pack for the next 7 days. So I have an entire week. Anyways, but yeah, Saturday's homework day. I don't really think I have anything. Tomorrow my friend's basketball game is happening. So oh no, tomorrow I'm going to Olive Garden with actually my trio. So my boyfriend and then our friend and then his fiance. We're gonna go to Olive Garden probably in the evening at some point. My friend has a basketball game, but I probably won't end up making it to that unless that's at a reasonable time. But if it's at like 5, then oh, Thursday at 7. Oh, maybe I can do that. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of her for she played basketball in high school, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going shopping, maybe getting boba tea at the on-school event, and then going to Olive Garden. And then obviously I'll do homework like within that day. And then Friday I have the funeral, and then I have the banquet. And so I need 2 separate outfits for that. And then Sunday I have the Devil Wears Prada, which just got planned today. Okay, and then a really exciting event. Um, on Monday I have the Order of the Engineer. That's in the evening, and that's pretty much like a celebratory event that is how do I say, like it's like an induction into the engineering world. So it's like a recognition of your engineering accomplishments. But it's for undergraduates. I don't think it's for graduates because they're already into it. But you get a free ring because I signed up early. And that's my way of having a class ring without having a class ring because class rings are like $500. Like seriously $500. I looked on the website and I was like, number one, none of the designs I liked. Number two, what am I gonna put on there? Like a math equation? I don't know. But Monday is also the day of our yoga final. Because I'm taking 6 classes, by the way, this semester. I'm taking like computer networks, IoT, yoga, um, what else am I taking? Photovoltaic, senior design, and a political science class. So I took a lot of classes and I'm taking a lot of classes. I have 5 classes right now, but because I had no absences for yoga, I don't have to take the final. So she's supposed to email us about that. Otherwise, I might go. I mean, it's just exercise. Like, it's like fine. And then nothing for the rest of the week. But then the Senior Design Expo that I was saying is on May 8th. So I partially created a poster for that. We're designing a smart medication dispenser so it like utilizes AI and then traditional sensors to identify if a medication, like a prescription, like maybe you have like a daily pill that you need to take or a couple, um, that number one makes that process easier. Number two, connects to an app, so it's like already mainstream. And then number three, it identifies if the pill is missing, not there, I don't know, defected or something like that. And it utilizes a bunch of components instead of just a weight sensor. It uses AI to look at it and identify the weight. And so, anyways, the we have that to present. Only 2 out of my 3 team members are presenting, so me and my friend, because our third member is shy, I guess, and doesn't want to present any more than normal, but they also wanted to meet to practice our presentation, so we might do that. Then on Saturday, I have my cousin's first birthday. I haven't met any of the kids because they're based out of state, and so they only come into town every so often. But it's her first birthday, so I'm going to that. And then I have an assignment due, which I'm already halfway done. I'm actually waiting for the teacher's approval to proceed, so just saying. And then Monday, after that, I have my presentation for senior design, and that's a finals week. I don't really have any traditional finals except for my computer networks class. Um, oh, I didn't even mention on May 5th is HESO. So I'm part of two groups. SWE is on Friday, and that's the Society of Women Engineers. And then I'm also part of HESO, which is the Hispanic Engineering Set and Science Organization. And I'm the secretary for both, or at least I've been the secretary for both. I finished one of the positions last year, and then I was a public relations coordinator. So I've been involved in these clubs for a long time. I think, but it's Cinco de Mayo at what time? 5. Okay. But um, but yeah, so that's that. And then on Wednesday, I have my stoling ceremony, and that'll be fun because it's like a diversity graduation ceremony. And so I had my instructor. She's I've known her all my like whole college career. She's going to present my stole for me. And then I think that's it. I don't know when my final exam is for my other class. I should probably look that up. I guess I just don't really care to know when it is until the week of, because like it doesn't affect me if I know when my exam is this week, because I won't start studying for it until next week, especially because we just did a second exam. So a lot of the material is still fresh in my mind. But let's check. Did you okay, final exam? Oh, it's Thursday. Okay. Dang, that's kind of late. That's when my parents get in actually. Hopefully they don't expect me to drive them because my exam doesn't end until the evening. Oh, so then graduation is in 2 weeks from now. And then I have a graduation party right after that. So the graduation is in the afternoon, the party's at the evening, and that's for my boyfriend's family. Um, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna make Frito pie and cupcakes," and I was like, "Bro, that's what I'm gonna make." Like, no, I'm not copying you because our my party is the next day after that. Um, and so my party's in the evening, but it's right after that, and so everybody's gonna think that like I copied them because half of the people that are going to my boyfriend's is going to mine. Because we share a lot of the same friends. Because we're both electrical engineers, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. So we're both in the same engineering program. And then my parents fly out like a few days after that. Parents. And then I don't have an apartment lined up yet. From when I move out. So I'm just gonna spend the next few weeks after that. I don't plan on moving till June. Um, but I'm gonna spend some time packing, I guess, like early June, late May, maybe. I'm not sure. Um, and yeah, and then I have a graduation trip, and then I start work, and that is the rest of my life. Well, no, it's just the next 2 years. It's just kind of scary to think about that, huh? Like, I guess I'm not the type of person that likes my whole life planned out. Um, I like to leave a lot of room for change. And like I can plan out college for like 4 years. I can plan out this job for 2 years. But my long-term goals are not staying as an electrical engineer forever. Unless I really like it and I excel, then of course I would do that. Which is why I have to leave room for change. And I may hate it where I live. I may like where I go end up living. I may love it where I end up living. So we'll see. But that's pretty much like my stuff. So it kind of goes like funeral, and then it goes banquet, board of the engineer, another banquet, birthday party, graduation, party. Oh, and then my other friend is having a graduation party. So it's like 9 events, and I'm probably missing a few too. Let's see, I have to write those down. Grad. Oh, and I guess that doesn't account like the little events that I do, like basketball game, school event, um, going to dinner with our friends. let's see, hanging out with any of my other friends spontaneously. Tomorrow's gonna be a busy day though, because I'm going shopping and then I have dinner, and then I have class. Well, I have shopping, class, dinner, and then homework, obviously. But yeah, I think it'll be good. A little stressed, but I'm pretty excited because these events make all of it worthwhile. Oh, I was gonna say I got nominated to give the commencement speech at graduation. And everyone that I tell that to is so excited for me. And it just makes me sad because I don't think I'm doing it. They said have a speech prepared just in case, but I think they gave it to the chemical engineering department. And so it's kind of like, because I really wanted to give the graduation speech. I'm the only female electrical engineer graduating. Now, that doesn't account for computer engineers, and that doesn't account for graduate electrical. But that's undergraduate. I'm the only undergraduate electrical engineering girl. I mean, that to me is just insane. When I found that out, I was like, are you kidding me? I'm the only one. I've been doing this all by myself. I've been completely alone. When I go to classes, if there were no graduate girls, if there's no computer girls, I'd be alone. And but I don't see it that way. I don't know if I've just been in classes forever and I just don't distinguish myself any different from the men. I mean, I try not to dress too immodestly or anything like that, and I try not to dress too much like a man. I try to dress like pretty nice, but still representing who I am, I guess. But like so other than that, I mean that's the only way to distinguish, but mentally I don't think of myself as any different, but you can tell that the men think of me different because there's this one classmate that I have um that is kind of manipulative in their words, and uh I'm the team leader, but they kind of assign me more leadership role positions, which is good. But that also means they're assigning me like secretary work, because I'm a girl. And I feel bad for his girlfriend because I'm like, if this is how he treats like me, like obviously I'm not his girlfriend or anything like that, but how does he treat his girlfriend, who I think also is like, she's either in a STEM degree or she does something, I don't know. I mean, she seems like she's pretty smart, but um, I'm just like, ugh, I just could not. We do not get along in terms of that, but obviously I'm friendly with all of them. I'm not gonna be, like a stuck up girl or anything like that. Actually, that does remind me though, we're all going out to eat after our presentation. TX Prez, and then I'm gonna say meet up. But anyways, oh, today I did a backflip on a trampoline. I just thought I'd say that. The same place where I did this, I went on a trampoline and I got to do a backflip. So I felt pretty cool. um, but anyways, that just reminded me. Um, but that goes into my Hispanic Engineering Society organization, and the fact that I'm the secretary of the group, but I don't do any work for it, and it's not in the way that I am lazy or anything like that. It's because they just don't include me, and I don't know if it's because I'm too white for them, because I'm mixed, half and half. I'm half Hispanic and half white. And if you really want to get nitty gritty, most of that's like European, like because Hispanics come from Spain, which is Europe and stuff like that. And there's other stuff mixed in there too. But that's my culture. But my culture is also like the state that I grew up in, um, which is predominantly Hispanic Mexican culture, like it's mixed. And so like that I'm used to that. That's where I fit in. But I don't, like I fit in halfway, I guess. And that's something I've struggled with for a long time is I don't really fit in anywhere, I'm a girl in the engineering field. I'm a Hispanic in a white field, but I'm a white person in a Hispanic field. Like, maybe I shouldn't say field. That sounds really bad. In an area, I guess. That's not what I meant, But I don't know. But it's frustrating because in this group, they schedule these meetings when I have class, and I'm like, oh, I have senior design, then please don't schedule your meeting. And they're like, oh, well, it's the only time that works. And then I'm like, okay. And then next semester rolls around, oh, and they do it on a different day. So like I'm free now Tuesdays, and then they schedule it on Mondays. But then I next semester I'm free on Mondays, and then they schedule it on Tuesdays. And I'm like, and it's just been kind of frustrating. So I just feel kind of like I think I'm the only one graduating too, but I just feel underrepresented, and I don't know. It's weird because like this group is all about representing people that don't fit in and stuff, and they have never really made an effort to try and include me. And I'm sorry that I'm not as dark as everybody. I can speak just the same amount of Spanish, actually more than half these kids. Um, I have a Hispanic last name. Like I don't know what else you want from me. Um, but I'm too blonde, I guess. I don't know. And this part's my fault, but this is my natural hair color. Okay, this is dyed. See that difference? I did this. This is my bad. I'm sorry for going blonde. um, but yeah, so it's kind of frustrating. But we'll see what happens. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I need to reach out to one of my teammates and see. Oh, she has not responded. Oh, I also don't have my red receipts on me. What's that? Let's see here. I'm gonna turn that on and see if they read it or not. Actually, I don't know how to do that. I do. I'm so thirsty. If they're not, you won't send or receive. So maybe I just need to reload it. Yeah, 'cause now my friend's watching Euphoria and she's like, oh my gosh, this is so graphic. I told you. Oh, that show is crazy. Anyway, but yeah, so that's an update in my life. Lots of changes, lots of fun events in May. Um, Kind of sad about not fitting in sometimes. Uh, but it's okay. I'll get my shot one day at giving a commencement speech, the same equivalent, I guess. I know God has things planned for me, like things that are meant for me, so I just have to be patient. And as a young person, I am not very patient. But yeah, thank you for listening.